And while we're waiting for Living Art, the jockey that rides Campolina is Rosie Jessup. Rosie's with me now. I was saying it's been a good start to the season for you, Rosie.
It has been a fantastic start. Managed to have 4 winners so far, so it's all good.
Yeah. Now, what is that? You built up some excellent connections out here over the years, haven't you?
I did. I've been out here a while now. I joined the Thousands team, Hesham's team last season, so it's my 2nd season with them. So yeah, so far so good.
Just for anyone that's out here riding on the track for the first time, or people watching that don't know the track all too well, just give us an idea of how it rides and how you approach it, Rosie.
It's quite a fair track, to be fair. We've got a nice downhill around the turn, nice long straight to get going. So yeah, you don't need to make a move too soon, but it's a long way home.
Brilliant. Right, better let you get the leg up. I'm not sure where Campolina is, but good luck, Rosie. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to Rosie, who is going to get the leg up on Campolina, and we can have a look at that happening now. Campolina, who won under Rosie last time over the 2200, and is back in trip here. As I say, they go quite sharply into the bend here, so stalls are on the outside, but there's a chance you can lose a position pretty early and just find yourself caught. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll get Living Art when he comes in. And here is Living Art. Don't fear, we've got him. Living Art for Hussein Marki, and another one for Hesham Al Haddad in the Falzinas colours. And Hussein knows the horse really well, including when winning here. That came over the 1600 and wasn't too far behind Alejandro, beaten 4 lengths over this course and distance when last seen. That was on reappearance, so let's see if that just brings him on a little bit, Living Art, and if so, can definitely feature here. It's not the biggest field, we've got just the 6. Start's going to be pretty interesting, I think. There are the 2 stable companions heading out. They're competing for that, the BATELCO Cup. And a lovely trophy that someone's going to pick up. We'll find out who shortly.
Last of the runners now begin to arrive down at the starting point for race 3, the BATELCO Cup. It's an open handicap for local bred thoroughbreds running 1800 metres. The 6 runners with no changes have now arrived at the start. The post time is in 3 minutes. 3 minutes to post. Living Art still some way from the start. In fact, he's about 200 metres or so away from the starting point. Now dismounted by Hussein Marki, finished 2nd over this course and distance in a conditions race on day 3 of the season, beaten 4 lengths that day. That's the only mare in the field, that's Campolina. She's already won 3 times in 2021 when she won here over 2200 metres on day 4 last week. She came from off the pace that day. Only 3 horses went to the start for that particular 2200 race, and Campolina was held up last of the trio, but they went a real crawl early and it became a sprint over the last 600 metres. So Campolina down in trip today, but very much in form. One of 2 3 times winners already this year in the field, the other one being one of the Alan Smith trainees here, number 1 High Beam, also looking for a 4th win of the year. Low in the gate. Henry the Horse is in, Campolina goes forward, followed in by the Dark Knight, Aslan, High Beam going forward now, and Living Art will complete the lineup. They're in the gate, and they're off. They race over 1800 metres in the BATELCO Cup, and as they break away to the inside, the Dark Knight is going to claim the early lead. High Beam is Little Keen racing in second as they go into the turn. In third is the mare Campolina, racing in advance of Living Art, who's another one who is straining the reins at the end of the first 400 metres. Last but one is Henry the Horse, and as they make their way down the back straight, it is Aslan who's been hustled up by Phil Dennis at the back of the field, just racing a little lazily as they race on down the back stretch. And the Dark Knight could not have any easier lead. Now about to apply a little bit of pressure, his stablemate High Beam to his outside. Campolina is 2 lengths away, racing in third. Living Art is in fourth. Henry the Horse is up on the outside, and a lackadaisical Aslan is still at the back of the pack as they leave the back stretch behind them. And Julio Garcia has the Dark Knight out in front and 1 off the rail. Racing in second is High Beam for Edison Rodriguez towards the inside. Living Art has now got a share of third with Campolina, who's already been hustled along by Rosie Jessup. Aslan yet to pick up the bit, Henry the Horse yet to fire. They're making the turn back towards home and down towards the final 450. It's the Dark Knight towards the outside. Campolina between horses is High Beam, and then Aslan, and over on the far side Living Art. Nothing today from Henry the Horse so far. Campolina down the wide outside has claimed the lead for Rosie Jessup, and Campolina goes on to the Dark Knight in second. Trying to pick up again is High Beam, so too is Living Art. Campolina is out in front, but she needs the line. The lead is 3 parts for length. Racing up close home, a 4th win of the year for Campolina. She beat the boys. It was the Dark Knight, and then on the inside Living Art, followed home by Aslan, who was never nearer. Let's take a look at the closing stages. Unofficial winner of race 3 is number 4 Campolina, dropping down in trip today, but she is a filly on a tremendous roll. Her 4th win of 2021, and she has repelled the Dark Knight, who got a very easy lead, and the second of the Fauzinas horses, Living Art, stayed on into third. Unofficial winner of race 3, number 4 Campolina.
Campolina then, under Rosie Jessup, wins the 3rd race, the BATELCO Cup, and comes with again a late challenge. Alan Smith emphasising the importance of timing the challenge correctly up this long straight here at the BAHRAIN Equestrian Horseracing Club. And Rosie Jessup delivering Campolina with that well-timed challenge. Fauzi Nas, it wasn't going to be long before he was amongst the winners. It's a 1-3 for Fauzi here, with Living Art rounding out the trifecta here. And that's a really smart performance from this mare, running today down in distance to 1800 metres And you knew that when she got rolling, she was going to stay on strongly, as she had plenty of form over further. Ali Vance is now with the winning rider.
Well, congratulations, Rosie. You look particularly pleased about that one. She's a superstar, isn't she?
She's a superstar. She's a filly close to my heart. She gave me a fantastic run over 2,200 last week. And she's been just as tough against good horses again this week.
You had to put the pressure on quite early, though.
I did. She stays. She hasn't got much of a turn of foot, so we have to grind a little bit early, but she pulls it out.
It's a long home straight, though.
It's a very long way home, but when you've got a horse that keeps going, it makes it easier.
And for you, you're top jockey here at the moment. It's early in the season, but it's another great win.
It's very early in the season. You know, it's fantastic to be anywhere near the top, let alone at the top, so we pulled another one on the board.
Well, good luck the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Here is the result of race 3 with the BATELCO Cup. First, number 4, Campolina. Second, number 2, the Dark Knight. Third, number 3, Living Art. The fourth horse was 5, Aslan. 4, 2, 3 and 5 were the numbers. Distances 3/4 of a length and half a length. 3/4 of length and half a length.
Fawzi Nas is the owner-breeder of Campolina. Hesham Al-Haddad, the trainer. Fawzi's with me now. Fawzi, couple in the race. Was she always the one that was likeliest to figure, did you think?
Definitely. She's not a very big filly. Rosie gets on very well with her. I think this is her second win on her this season. She's small but very gutsy.
Rosie was saying she was content to commit because she really stays well, this mare.
Absolutely. This is probably her minimum trip. She'll definitely stay further.
I'm just looking at her here now. So there really isn't an awful lot of her at all, is there?
There isn't, no, but it shows you it's all about heart.
She tries really hard. You're still left with 2 runners yourself as a trainer in the big race today, the BAHRAIN International Trophy. How are you feeling now?
Nervous.
Best of luck, Fawzi. Fawzi Nas, winning owner-breeder of Campolina, the winner of race 3, the BATELCO Cup. Race 3 today, Your Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, was the BATELCO Cup run under over 1,800 metres, and victory went the way of Campolina, ridden by Rosie Jessup for Hesham Al Haddad and owner breeder Fawzi Nas. Delighted to welcome to the presentation podium Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the chairman of the board of BATELCO, Bahrain's fastest and largest 5G network. Many congratulations to all the connections. Race 4 is the BATELCO Cup, and this race is run up the straight 6 furlongs here, the straight 1,200 metres. Let's just take a look at the quartet that go to post here, and we'll start with number 1, Sadara, for Khalid Abdul Rahim, Jimmy Naylor and Paddy Mathers, rather on his toes and looking on pretty good terms with herself. Paddy Mathers rode this mare in a Grade 2 race last time, and finished 9.5 lengths behind Sahil, the stable companion, who is the next horse that we're going to see. And here we go, the mare Sahil by Swiss Spirit. It looks in outstanding condition in her coat. Again, she, like her stablemate, is somewhat on toes. Abdullah Faisal takes the mount for Jimmy Naylor, again in the colours of Khalid Abdul Rahim. Looking for a 10th career success, number 2, Sahil. 3 is looking to complete a brisk double for Connections. Owner breeder Fauzi Nas and trainer Hesham Al Haddad. Hussein Maki rides Breathtaking, who was 3 3/4 lengths second of 5 last time here. That was just last week, but seems to be moving towards a big effort, and back up in distance to 1200 metres should suit today. And number 4 is Shamikh, the senior man of the party here. Chestnut 10-year-old gelding Osama Hashim and Ibrahim Nadir teaming up. The jockey looking for a double, the 3-kilo claimer, and this horse was second to Sahil in the race last time, but at a respectful distance. Ali Vance is with one of the jockeys taking part in this race.
Thank you very much, Nick. Yes, I'm joined by Paddy Mathis, who's riding number 1, Sadara, but actually you won last time out on Sahil as well, so you're well placed to give your opinion on this race. Just the 4 runners, but yeah, how do you see it panning out?
I think Sahil will go. I'll just sit and take a lead, you know, so it's just hard to beat.
And are you enjoying your time out here in Bahrain? You've been based? You ride in the UK in the summer, and then how many years have you been out here in the winter?
This is my 3rd season here for Sheikh Sultan. I've enjoyed it, every minute of it.
And in terms of the big race, you've got Fever over in that. You're well connected with Richard Fahy, but you've not ridden the filly before?
No, I've never sat on her before, but I've sat on her at home a few times. I've been riding her out all week, and she seems to be in really good form, you know. She's perked up really well, and she seems to thrive over here, you know. I think it's done her the world of good.
Now, you've obviously been riding out here an awful lot, but you've got a number of rides today before the big race. There's a few jockeys that have, but a lot of the jockeys are just coming in and riding in that one race. Does that give you a bit of an advantage? You really know the intricacies of this course?
Yeah, it gives me a bit of an advantage over the rest of them. But Frankie's been here before. He's ridden many winners around here. So it'll be an honest gallop. So it will.
And beyond February, then who do you fear the most in the big race?
It's an open race, I think. I really do think it's an open race, but I think William Buick.
William Buick on Zakowski. Thank you very much, Paddy Mathis. Enjoy this in this ride. Good luck with this race, and good luck with February later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brents are about to come out onto the course now for race 4. This is a local grade 3. It is the BATELCO Cup for locally bred thoroughbreds. They're running over the straight 1200 metres. There are 4 runners here with no changes. In the light blue and royal blue Diablo, number 1 is Sadara. Paddy Mathers aboard this 8 times winning mare. Number 2 is Sahil with Abdullah Faisal, a winner over 1,000 metres on day 1 of the season, and a 9 times career winner, light blue and royal blue chevrons for number 2 Sahil. Number 3 is Breathtaking. Hussein Maki has the ride. The colours are Fauzi Nas, the dark blue with the yellow star and the striped sleeves. And the veteran is the 10-year-old Shamikh, number 4, Ibrahim Neda, in the brown with the yellow epaulets and the yellow cap. Those are the 4 runners for the local Grade 3, the BATELCO Cup. They're making their way now to the straight 1,200 metre start. Post time for race 4 is at 2:25. Post time is in 2 minutes.
Down at the 1,200 metre start then, and horses are just about making their way down. You can see how flat it is, this straight here, the straight course. You're used to seeing it some parts of the UK, of course, or around the world. You get some undulations, but this is as flat as you'd make it, this straight. And the first of the horses is just heading down now. We've got 4 in the race: Sadara, Sahil, Breathtaking and Shamikh. These are for locally bred horses. Some stallions of note though here in the form of Helmet, Swiss Spirit and certainly Bated Breath. And I think this is horse number 1 on the way down. Yeah, Sadara for Paddy Mathers. Paddy's going to pick up that big ride on Fev Rover, his connections we've just heard from in the paddock. He knows his way around here very well, Paddy Mathers. Had a good few seasons out here and enjoyed a good time of it. Had a really good season in the UK a couple of years ago as well. I think for him, the restrictions that were brought in and being able to travel to one track only in the UK during the pandemic meant that he had a really good time of it. And this is Sadara. She's won plenty of races, as Mark was telling you, and was in good form a couple of starts ago under Andrew Elliott when winning in a Group 2 company. Paddy was on board last time when she was a good way behind Sahil, the stable companion. But she looks nice and calm down here. She's going to go in behind. Paddy, all good? All happy? Top man? He seems happy. We're very happy with the way of Paddy, absolutely. She looks happy as well. She's got a bit warm, mind. She will go into gate number 1. And she's got plenty of speed. She does show plenty of speed. As does Sahil, to be honest. Breathtaking's got form over a little bit further. I wonder if a slightly bigger field would suit. And Shamikh too has form over a little bit further. Was running over 1,400 a couple of starts ago and was behind Sahil when last seen. And the other 3 are going to come down in a little bit more of a group. They're taking their time getting down. We've got 25-minute gaps between races, but it just shows what can be done. You get on with it, and it means that the afternoon, I think, flows really well and don't have to do a huge amount of waiting in between races. So horses on their way down for this sprint. We've got a 1,200 metre race, and then we drop to the 1,000 metres, and that's coming up in our next contest. And then, of course, we build into the big race, the BAHRAIN International Trophy. Prior to that, we've we're going over the mile, over the 1600 metres. This is on the right of shot, or from where I am, looking down the track. Breathtaking is coming down, and the Hussein Maki for Hesham Al Haddad, bred by Fawzi Nas. They're looking for a quick fire double. 2 wins so far to this horse's name, and he's actually just coming down in behind Sahil, who must have a leading chance here for James Naylor, and Abdullah Faisal. She's plenty quick enough, and she showed that when winning last time over the 1,000, and prior to that was ahead of Breathtaking, 5 lengths ahead of Breathtaking when winning. She may well be the most likely to give him a toe into this. Stall's handler's just putting that lead rope on, and will take her in behind to stall number 4. Interestingly enough, the horse that came down first of all was Sadara, who went behind herself, and now the stall's handlers have all come out to meet the rest of these and lead them in behind. It's a warm day, and a few of them have got a little bit warm. Breathtaking is one of those, just alongside me now. Looks well. It's a powerful son of bated breath, and he will go behind into stall number 2. And then Sahil just taking a while to get to grips with her a little bit. Horse number 4 is Shamik for Ibrahim Nader, and Osama Hashim will go behind to stall number 3. First of the races on the sprint course, first of 2 in quick succession, and looking forward to seeing what happens here with commentator Mark Johnson.
Runners going behind the loading the gate. So a matchup between 2 very talented local mares here in Sadara and Sahil. Between them 17 race wins. Sahil arguably the quickest local sprinter currently around. A winner over 1,000 metres on day 1 of the BAHRAIN season, and that was by 5.5 lengths. One of the performances of the season so far. Sahil will break from post position 4, which is towards the outside, and it will be Sahil who will move forward to complete the lineup. They're in the gate, and they're off. And Sahil not that fast away in the BATELCO Cup. They raced for a local Grade 3 over the 1,200 metres, but having dwelt just a fraction, Sahil has shown very good early speed and has now claimed the lead, with Sadara giving chase. Breathtaking, and the veteran Shamik is at the back of the field, racing down towards the final 800, and Sahil is flashing her usual speed now, and she's gone clear by 5 lengths. Breathtaking, and then Sadara, and Shamik is taken off his feet as they race down inside the final 500, and it is Sahil who is in hand and at the moment in command with 400 to go. Abdullah Faisal shakes up Sahil. She still has a lead of 5 lengths. Breathtaking, Shamik staying on. Sadara did not turn up at the races today. Sahil now just beginning to wander across towards the near side rail. She still has a lead of 5 lengths over Shamik, who is chasing her towards the far side. Another 100 metres to go. Sahil still has the lead. Breathtaking is beginning to lunge. Sahil though has the lead as they race up close home. It's win number 10 for the brilliant Sahil. Breathtaking in second, Shamik in third, a disappointing Sadara a distant fourth. Let's take a look at the closing stages. She got very lonely in front. She missed the kick today, Sahil, but she got the lead after only 100 metres. But it's the electric speed she has during the race that wins her races. That is her 3rd win of the year and a 10th career success. An official winner of the BATELCO Cup Grade 3, number 2, Sahil.
and not even this man on screen now can cover the 6 furlongs of this racetrack as fast as Sahil just did. Yes, there he is, the legendary Frankie Dettori, having a walk of the track ahead of his ride in the big race, the BAHRAIN International Trophy, later, when he will team up with his old ally Saeed bin Sarur in a bid to add to his 113 Group All Grade 1 successes for Godolphin. There is Sahil, the winner of this race, the BATELCO. Very fast mare indeed. That final furlong seemed like an eternity, and in truth, surely she'd be more effective back at the minimum distance of 5 furlongs. She scorched the turf in 59.56 here last time out over 5, back up to 6 today. She had them all beaten at halfway, but then it was just a question of clinging on, and clinging on grimly. Breathtaking, made a valiant fist of it, staying on to some effect in second, but really Sahil had done her running and she was just coming to a halt in the closing stages. She'd done them all for brazen early pace, and as Mark told you, a 10th career success for Sahil. Another winner for Jimmy Naylor and Khalid Abdul Rahim. And stable jockey Abdullah Faisal tosses his goggles into the crowd to the delight of the local faithful here. He's getting a massive roar. This mare is hugely popular. And now here she comes into the winner's enclosure, bred by His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Abdullah bin Isa Al Khalifa, a daughter of Swiss spirit. Sahil is a real money spinner here in the kingdom.
Here is the result of race 4, the BATELCO Cup Grade 3. First, number 2, Sahil. Second, number 3, Breathtaking. Third, number 4, Shamik. The fourth horse was 1, Sadara. 2, 3, 4 and 1, the numbers. The distance is 1 1/4 lengths and 2 1/2 lengths. 1 1/4 and 2 1/2.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined by winning trainer Jimmy Naylor. Jimmy, great scenes here in the winner's enclosure. She's a special horse.
Yeah, she's very special. This is her 10th win, and of course she's special to us. We love her so much.
How nerve-wracking was that final few 100 metres?
Very nerve-wracking, I think a little bit fast too soon. And in the end, slowing. But still she managed to hang on. And the distance is far enough. That's also 1,000 metres would be better.
What does it mean to train a winner for His Highness Sheikh Abdullah on a day like this?
Oh, we're happy. That's why we're trying in every race for this day for our boss, Sheikh Abdullah. And he's the breeder of the horses, and so we want to make him happy as possible.
No wonder such delight here in the winner's enclosure. Well done, Jimmy.
Thank you, thank you.
Your Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, the BATELCO Cup Race 4 was won in fine style by Sahil. Welcome to the presentation podium once again, Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the chairman of the board of BATELCO, and His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, the honorary president of the High Committee of the Rashid Equestrian Horseracing Club, and also the owner of the star mare Sahil. Sir, congratulations. What a mare she is. A 10th career success here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club, and congratulations to trainer Jimmy Naylor and jockey Abdullah Faisal. That was the BATELCO Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, come to race 5, due off at 2:50 local time. This is sponsored by the BAHRAIN Petroleum Company. Our thanks to them once again. We'll have a look at the runners in the paddock, and this horse here on your screen now is Buffer Zone by Bated Breath. This is a horse who's really big, powerful sprinter, and 5 furlongs is spot on for this horse. Was a winner over 5, 2 starts back, and we'll appreciate the cut back in trick with David Egan aboard. Ali.
Horse number 2, 4-wheel drive for Charlie Bishop and Alan Smith. Alan Smith, no stranger to the winner's enclosure here. This horse, an 8-time winner last time out in a Grade 2 like this race. And Charlie Bishop, though, first time riding this horse. So number 2, 4-wheel drive, a Bay 5-year-old.
Here's Roman River for Edison Rodriguez, another one for Alan Smith, a 5-time winner. This horse is bidding to defy quite a significant layoff. This might just be a little on the sharp side for this compact little horse on his seasonal debut. So that is number 3, Roman River.
Horse number 4, Aleko, ridden by Phil Dennis, trained by Ali Nasser. Phil Dennis enjoying his first season here in Bahrain. This Aleko, winner last time out, and has been in the winner's enclosure also last season. So Aleko, horse number 4 for Phil Dennis and Al Nasser.
Number 5 is Dark Shadow, who's got a little bit to find on some of these. 4-time winner here, this grey. George Wood taking the ride for Osama Hashimi.
Horse number 7, London Look, an Irish bred trained 6-year-old, trained by Talib Ali, ridden by Cam Noble, 5-time winner here in Bahrain, but finished 5th of 7 in his last run, last time out here. Cam Noble riding for the first time this horse. So number 7, London Look.
Number 8, Tina, is quite interesting here because this horse's most recent win was at 6, but can win over 5 furlongs. That was the first run back last time. Should be fitter for that and has a significant pull in the weights for a 4-length beating by today's rival, Aleko. That's Tina. Neil Callan riding for Hussein Al-Dilami, who's already had a winner today, and Al Mohammedair Racing. So that's a look at the 7 that stand their ground for race 5, the Bahrain Petroleum Company Cup, and they go without number 6, Konchek.
Charlie.
Jace.
I mean, the 18 was right. How are you? 2 hours. 4 hours, I think we're going to go.
Horses now out on track for the Bahrain Petroleum Company Cup. This is for important horses, a local Grade 2, over 1,000 metres. The grey is Dark Shadow, George Wood in the red with the gold braid, white sleeves, the yellow cap. Followed down by Buffer Zone, winner on this card 12 months ago. David Egan in the red with the white striped sleeves and the striped cap. In the red prelims hood is Tania, number 8. Neil Callan in the red with the gold braid, the white sleeves, white cap on 8. Tina. In the red and white half colours, Edison Rodriguez aboard number 3, Roman River, having his first run of the year. Number 3, Roman River in the red and white halves. With the yellow blinkers is London Look, number 7, Cameron Noble in the yellow and green half colours. Winner of a handicap last time out, number 4, Aleko, Phil Dennis in the yellow with the purple star. And finally, the hat-trick seeking 4-wheel drive, number 2. Couple of back-to-back wins already over this exact course and distance. 4 times course winner, 4-wheel drive. Charles Bishop in the dark blue with the white chevron and the striped sleeves. In this race, the non-runner is number 6, Konchek, scratch the 6. A field of 7 with a post time of race number 5 at 2:50. Post time in 3 minutes.
Our attention to the big race later on, and I'm delighted to be joined by Shane Foley, who's riding Cadillac, who's the only Irish representative in the field this year. Shane, this is your first time racing here in Bahrain. What do you make of the place?
Yeah, been very impressed. We landed on Tuesday evening. We've exercised on the track every morning. The horse seems in good shape. The ground seems beautiful, and we're just glad to be here.
Do you think he'll like the conditions?
Yeah, I think so. He's won on good the firm ground before. He's won at the Curragh, going 10 furlongs as well, which would be similar enough to here. So hopefully we've a good stall in one. So if we get a nice trip around, hopefully he can run a big race.
What do you make of this year's lineup?
Yeah, look, it looks a very competitive race. Some good horses, genuine Group 1 horses involved as well. But for such a prestige race, it's nice to have such a good turnout.
Good luck with yours, Cadillac.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, down at the start, 1,000-metre start here, so we've moved up a couple of hundred metres from where we were. Here is horse number 1, just walking alongside me, Buffer Zone, ex-Irish inmate. David Egan riding for Hesham Al Haddad. Plenty of pace, we've known that throughout his career. Now in the victorious colours, looking for a 7th success. Just a little while off the track, this horse is a big horse, you can see in comparison to some of these big, powerful son of BATELCO is Buffer Zone. Drop back to number 5, who's behind, Dark Shadow, George Wood on board, talking around nice and calmly. Slightly neater individual is Dark Shadow. He's a grey son of Dark Angel, and he'll come out of gate number 2. We'll just turn our attention to the stalls if we can. They're right they're bang in the middle of the track, these stalls, so they've got that flat straight ahead of them. And look, it's not the widest of courses here, but with the 7 runners now with 1 out, they can use the width of the track, but we are right in the middle. This horse in front of us is number 8, the mount of Neil Callan, who is out here, known for riding out in Hong Kong and lots of success out here. He came back here for the season in the UK and had a decent time of it there, and is now based out here in Bahrain. And I think from speaking to him, enjoying his time out here, he rides Tinar for Hussein Al-Delami. So a few more to go forward. Buffer Zone is one of those. And we'll have a look at them coming out the front of the stalls when they are all loaded up. A few more to go forward. One of those is BATELCO, London Look as well, and 4-wheel drive. Let's join Mark.
3 going into stall 6, London Look. Waiting on 4-wheel drive and BATELCO. Little restless in stall number 4 is Tina. Last one moving in will be BATELCO. Stepping up to graded company from winning a handicap last time out. Sprinters in the game. And thereof, BATELCO missed the kick. Away alertly over on the far side was Roman River, being taken on early by 4-wheel drive. Racing in 3rd is Tinar in the very early stages, and in 4th position as they go through the first 200 is Dark Shadow. Now overtaken by Buffer Zone, with London Luck and BATELCO outrun at the back of the field as already they zip down towards halfway. 4-wheel drive in the centre spearheads the field. Over on the far side races Roman River. Towards the near side is Tina. These 3 now hucking up together, trying to pick them up now. Back in 4th place is Dark Shadow. Then London Luck towards the near side with Buffer Zone. BATELCO a long ways back. They're inside the final 200, and it's Tina up on the far side, Roman River. The grey bursting through is Dark Shadow. Dark Shadow has now claimed the lead. He came into the race over 11 here in Bahrain, but he's won a big one today. Dark Shadow in front. Tight for second between Buffer Zone, and over on the far side was Tina. So Dark Shadow has taken a very, very long time to get his 5th career victory. He had raced no less than 11 times here at the track previously, and had often come into races with a huge chance and hadn't delivered, but he has delivered, and he's delivered huge today in a race in which they went very quick. It's set up for the closers, and Dark Shadow finally has got his elusive local victory in the hands of George Wood, an official winner of race 5, number 5, Dark Shadow.
And there is no doubt that George Wood must take significant credit for this success. He's produced this horse with a perfectly timed run. The first time he's ridden this horse this season, and the second start this season for this son of Dark Angel, formerly a very useful performer in Europe. Fair to say that it just took a little while for him to acclimatise here in Bahrain, but he's looked a much better horse this time, behind Aleko last time they ran, but cutting back to 1,000 metres has seen him get his head in front in this Bahrain Petroleum Company Cup. Let's just take a look at the head-on. The Dark Shadow, you can see there the yellow cap from in behind horses, gets a lovely draft into the race behind Tinar. He knew Neil Callan's mount Tinar was the one to track George Wood, and that just put him in the perfect spot as they headed inside the distance. Really good performance from Dark Shadow under an excellent ride. A 5th lifetime win, and as Mark told you, a first career success here at the Rashid Equestrian and Racing Club in Bahrain.
Well, congratulations to George Wood, because this is your first win here in Bahrain.
My first winner this year, yeah, I was out here last year, so it's a nice way to start the new season off. And no, thank you to Sheikh Sultan and to Osama for giving me the chance on this horse.
What kind of thrill did he give you?
Yeah, good. He's sort of been a bit longer, so I had to sort of give him time to get into the race. And when I really got after him, fair play, he knuckled down, and he wanted the win.
And he delivered his run with absolute precision and timing.
Yeah, you just had to let him sort of find his feet early doors, and he always comes home strong. So they ain't plenty quick enough. So I was always hopeful we were going to catch him.
And nice to have a win on such a big day.
Yeah, that's great. As I said, it's great for Sheikh Sultan, who was out here for last year, and I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Here is the result of race 5, the Bahrain Petroleum Company BAPCO Cup. Race for imported thoroughbreds, a local grade 2. First, number 5, Dark Shadow. Second, number 1, Buffer Zone. Third, number 8, Tinar. The fourth horse was 7, London Luck. The numbers 5, 1, 8 and 7. Distances 1 1/4 lengths and half a length. 1 1/4 lengths and half a length.
So we come to the trophy presentation after race 5, the Bahrain Petroleum Company Cup. I'd like to welcome once again the Executive Director, Dr. Abdul Rahman Al-Jawahiri, to present the trophies to Sheikh Sultan. Congratulations to all the team responsible for Dark Shadow, recording a first success here in Bahrain. Runners are in the paddock for race 6 here. It's the Bahrain Economic Development Board Cup. I'm alongside Tom Stanley. Going to have a look first of all at number 1, Balestra. Adri de Vries is the man aboard. Star rider across the globe, riding for Hashim Al-Haddad, looking for a double on the day. And this is a horse who was a winner last time we saw him, but that was back at the end of last season, over 1,600 metres today's distance.
Yes, indeed. Horse number 2 behind is Beauchamp Bagnal, and Hussein Marki knows the horse very well and rode him last time, and on that occasion was beaten 3 lengths. Prior to that was behind the first horse we looked at in the form of Balestra, so has to step up a little bit. Has been trying to keep some good company, and we'll see how he does very shortly.
Next horse we're going to have a look at is horse 4, This is Macaque. Marciales Jerez riding for Hesham Al Haddad. Winner last time, but that was over 2,000 metres. Cut back to 1,600 today. May prove a little more problematic for this horse, but arrives here in good form and in good recent form as well. Third run back from the layoff. As we take a look at Dark Lion, Tom, number 5.
Yeah, horse 5, Dark Lions. Very nice looking horse. This Son of Dark Angel for David Egan. Another one for Hesham Al Haddad, and in the colours of Victorious and Falzinas. And Hussein Marki rode the horse when last seen. That was 3 weeks ago, so has had a run, and will be hoping to improve for that, or Connections will hope so. He's a nice looking individual, is Dark Lion, and a powerful Son of Dark Angel, and he will come out of stall number 4 over the 1,600.
Horse number 6 next. This is Tamerlane, who's very talented, but has been a little bit of an underachiever. Second the last twice, but it was a good performance on his comeback. Neil Callan's taking the ride, tongue tie and blinkers for this Son of Dark Angel, who provided us with our previous winner.
7 is making his way around. Got a couple of handlers. Is a Son of Dawn Approach. Ibrahim Nada claims 3. And this horse has been keeping some decent company. Was pretty comfortably beaten when last seen. Rated 90, so has achieved a bit. And Ibrahim was on board when he ran in behind Usaini a few starts ago. He had a go 7 days back and is looking for a 3rd success.
Next horse we're going to take a look at is horse number 9. It's the only female in the race, Sonia Henny. John Egan taking the ride for Hesham Al Haddad. Another last time out winner, another recent last time out winner. Egan taking over from Hussein Maki on this horse. Has gone up £5 for her most recent victory. That was over 1,400 metres. And Tom, we haven't been able to look at horse 8, but we can now. That's Alabra.
Yes, for Christian Demuro and Osama Hashim. And Christian is on board. It's good to see. Last seen over the 1,400, 3rd on that occasion, in behind 9 Below Zero. It was beaten the same amount in the Aleco race. That was over the 1,200. So they're trying a new trip here with this 4-year-old. And Christian on board, being led around by the groom with a very smart hat on. And he's just on his toes ever so slightly. Albra for Christian Demuro and Osama Hashim. Nick.
Thank you very much, Tom. You've seen the runners in the paddock. We are not too far away now until our big race of the day, the BAHRAIN International Trophy. One of the leading fancies is Zakuski, owned by Godolphin, trained by all-conquering Charlie Appleby, and ridden by a man fresh from 3 winners at the Breeders' Cup. William Buick is now with Ali.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick. Yeah, William flew in from Dubai this morning. William, you're on the international favourite Zakuski. Why do you feel that this horse, or why did Charlie feel that this horse is so suited to conditions here?
Well, it's a very fair track here in Bahrain. It's a beautiful track, as you can see, and they do a great job with the ground as well. So, to be honest, I think if you're a pretty high class Monte Quarter horse, I think it would suit most horses. So, and he seems to come into the race in great form. Obviously, he won very well at Newmarket last time. So, he's a horse that could just be on the up.
Because he's he's a 5-year-old, but he's incredibly lightly raced.
Yeah, he is, absolutely, and obviously he's always been relatively thought a lot of, and he had a pretty good winter in Dubai last year, so he's used to travelling as well. And look, he's in great shape, and I look forward to riding him.
And how hard was it to get off Barney Roy?
Yeah, I mean, look, Barney Roy's on his best form. He's a genuine Group 1 horse, so if he comes back to anywhere near that sort of form, he'd be very tough to beat.
We can just see Zakuski winning at Newmarket last time out. Very, very easy there.
Yeah, it was, and it was a competitive race. Obviously, that was over a mile, but he stayed 9 furlongs in Dubai in the last winter, and it was that was a lovely comeback run for him at Newmarket. So hopefully, it set him up nicely for today.
And what's the mood amongst about the team? Because obviously, so successful at the Breeders' Cup, 3 wins out there. Charlie Appleby seems to be, every time he jumps on a plane, as yourself, you seem to come back with the silverware. So the mood must be very buoyant at the moment with Team Godolphin.
Yeah, of course, and obviously. Charlie has the horses in great shape, and the whole team have done a fantastic job as well. So look, it's great when it works out like that. But we're here today. It's another race, so it's a very competitive race. The two live chances, and we've never had a winner in Bahrain before. I've never had a winner here before, so it'd be great to tick that box.
make some history. Look, thank you very much, William Buick. Then he's going to be riding Zakuski in the big race, one of 4 in the Godolphin colours, and the big race off at 4 o'clock local time, 1 p.m. in the UK, and just one more race then before we really start our build up to the Bahrain International Trophy.
So the horses now are out on track for race 6. This is the BAHRAIN Economic Development Cup. It is a handicap for imported horses running 1600 metres. There are no changes. A field of 9 making their way across to the starting point. They start here at the beginning of the back stretch. Post time for this race is at 3:15. Post time is in 3 minutes. So the horses now begin to arrive at the starting point for this 1600 metre handicap, and we've already had a mare beating the colts and geldings in an earlier race, and here's a very interesting mare in this particular race. That is Sonia Henny, the mount of John Egan. She is the only mare in this field. She's a 5 times winner. 2 of those victories have been here in Bahrain. For those of you who've looked at the breeding of Sonia Henny, you will notice that she is a half to the brilliant shining light of Bahrain racing, Port Lions, who was a 6 times course winner and of course went on to win at the Saudi Cup meeting. So Sonia Henny is bred to be a star around here, and this is a big assignment for her today, taking on the boys in this very, very important handicap. But this half-sister to Port Lions must be a major player, and the runners now have arrived at the start. Ladies and gentlemen, please note that there has been a change of colours in this race. Number 1, Balestra, the rider Adrien de Vries, will now wear a red cap, and horse number 6, Tamerlane, Neil Callan, will now wear a white cap. The horses are now loading into the gate. A red cap now on number 1, Balestra, a white cap on number 6, Tamerlane. Ladies and gentlemen, we have late rider changes in this race. Number 1, Balestra, make the rider Neil Callan. Number 1, Balestra, the rider is now Neil Callan. The 6th, Tamerlane, make the rider Paddy Mathers. On the 6th, Tamerlane, the rider is Paddy Mathers. So the changes here as they load the gate. Number 1, Balestra, now ridden by Neil Callan. He will sport a red cap. Number 6, Tamerlane, now ridden by Paddy Mathers. He will now have a white cap. Stalls team just getting number 8, Alabra, into stall number 9. Christian De Muro aboard Alabra. Alabra is in. Jazeel. And Abdullah Faisal goes forward, followed in by Beecham Bagnall. Beecham Bagnall goes in with Hussein Maki with the red headgear. Just taking a turn is Tamerlane, now with Paddy Mathers. Tamerlane goes in, followed in by Dark Lion. He's just backing away now. Looks like they're going to try a blindfold on Dark Lion, who will be the last to load. Dark Lion, the mount of David Egan, who was his normal rider when this horse was based in the UK. He's got a lot of experience on Dark Lion. Last one to move in. They're in the gate. And they're off for the Bahrain Economic Development Cup. They're racing over 1,600 metres as they break away towards the inside. Ridden along is Macaque to claim the early lead. Going with this one is the mare Sonia Henny. Sonia Henny now just drops in and is going to get a tow along by Macaque. And it's Macaque who is out in front and has gone clear now by 2.5 lengths to Sonia Henny, who races in second. Beecham Bagnall then towards the inside of Alabra in a dispute of 3rd and 4th. Alfaja Mukbila is racing in 5th position. Then to the inside is Dark Lion with Jazeel around the outside. Will be 3 deep as they go into the turn. Tamerlane is last but one, and Balestra is the back marker as they make the turn out of the back stretch. And it is Marcialis Juarez aboard Macaque who plays the hare, and he's out clear now as they make the turn back towards home with another 650 to go. Macaque is out in front to the mare Sonia Henny, travelling well in second. Alabra is in third. Beecham Bagnall then towards the inside, looking for racing room. Alfaja Mukbila is staying on the outside. Dark Lion, another one who is trying to pick up. They're racing down now inside the final 150, and it is Sonia Henny over on the far side who has got the lead to Alfaja Mukbila in second. Beecham Bagnall is staying on between rivals. They're deep inside now, the final 150, and it's the mare Sonia Henny who's out in front, and she's still clear by 2 lengths, and she's skating away from the field. Sonia Henny wins. Beecham Bagnall in second, Alfaja Mukbila in third, and Tamerlane filled out fourth. She's bred for this game. She's the half-sister to Port Lions. And excuse the pun, but she did simply skate away from this classy field. Sonia Henny and John Egan win, and a big run in second by Beecham Bagnall, but this set up perfectly for John Egan. Macaque set the pace, played the pacemaker, moved off the rail, opened up the gap, and through went John Egan. Sonia Henny, another mare to beat the boys today, an official winner of race 6, number 9, Sonia Henny.
John Egan it is, victorious here on Sonia Henny, the only mare in this race, and she's seen this out really well with a dream trip, a dream seam up that far side rail. Egan, father and son, active in this race, but Father John doing rather better than son David, who rode Dark Lion, who finished well back. The race was broken open, no doubt, by Marciales Jerez, who certainly performed his task on Macaque, who was clearly used as a pacemaker. A horse who's got plenty of early boot, but does stay and could drag Sonia Henny crucially far enough into this race. Macaque broke from gate 1 and Sonia Henny from gate 2. Couldn't have worked out any better, as Macaque obligingly came off the fence to allow John Egan to burrow his way through, and once he had, there was no turning back. Sonia Henny it is that has taken our 6th race today, the Bahrain Economic Development Board Cup. And look at that, delighted John Egan, who's got a great history of riding winners here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club, and looks thrilled with his work. As Sonia Henny it is, who backs up her victory here last time, a victory over 1400 last time, and over further today. So a versatile mare, talented one as well, and in the end, the victory was pretty comprehensive. And I've no doubt that as she heads into this corner of the grandstand, she's going to get a fantastic reception.
Here's the result of race 6, the Bahrain Economic Development Cup. First, number 9, Sonia Henny. Second, number 2, Beecham Bagnon. Third, number 7, Alfaja Mokbila. The fourth horse was 6, Tamerlane. 9, 2, 7, 6 the numbers.
a very warm welcome to the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club here in the heart of Bahrain. This burgeoning and emerging horse racing nation today stages the 3rd edition of its most important horse race, and it's wonderful to have you with us. Welcome to Sakhir Racecourse for the inaugural running of the Bahrain International Trophy.
Well, it means everything really to welcome everyone here to Bahrain and everyone who decided to come and take part.
And it's the locally trained and owned Rustang who is out in front.
Bahrain is on the map.
Rustang begins to paddle. The closers are coming. On the outside, Royal Julius broke the heart of Bahrain and Rustang.
We'd like to welcome people now to the kingdom.
And that's it, they're away, racing in the 2020 running of the Bahrain International Trophy. Simsia's clear inside the final 200. Simsia's flat out in front. He's global giant. Simsia held on.
And Barney Roy wins the St James's Palace Stakes for Godolphin.
Running to the finish, and it is Cadillac. It's gone to the judge.
My Future's going to cruise away for an easy win.
But it's Emperor of the Sun putting up a career best performance.
Rover ahead in front for the first time, deservedly so.
Lord Glitters is going to turn them over in the Simspill.
Ahead in front as they race up close home. Manicore just.
And this has left Namus well clear. Was going to win anyway. Namus is a clear winner.
But it's Christian Di Muro and Penja out in front in the opener.
Tippaloo's fighting all the way towards the line, but it is Pogo is going to win with Kieran Schumacher.
It's what a welcome, goes from street to street. What a terrific servant he has been for connections. Tree Chime putting his best foot forward. Tyson Fury down the outside of West End Charmer. Victory Chime.
A furlong to go. It's hands and heels for Zakuski here. Continues to be in front. Going to repeat last year's success.
The interest is there. Frankie Dettori, the biggest names in the racing industry. I have no doubt this is going to be a very exciting race.
And such certainty is well founded because 13 high-class horses line up for this year's 2021 Bahrain International Trophy. The atmosphere building here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, and after last year where we weren't able to welcome you, this is a joyful, glorious, delightful sight as Bahrain descends upon this hotspot of international horse racing. Nick Luck alongside Ali Vance. Great to be back with you. Ali, once again, here we find ourselves at the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Centre, but never, I don't think, have we experienced such a hubbub, such an atmosphere.
No, I was here last year, obviously mid-COVID, so it is great to be here with crowds, as you say. And just in 3 short years, what this place has achieved is remarkable. It has been elevated, this big race, to an international Group 3. No doubt it's going to progress further than that. But you just saw a glimpse of some of the runners we've got here today. We've got 13, a real, true international field of 13. 10 of them have come over from Europe. We've got runners from Ireland, the UK, France, Germany, taking on some of the best local horses. So we're in for a treat today, and such excitement and a real buzz here.
Yeah, £500,000 is the prize fund on offer, as Ali was saying. All those major European racing nations extremely well represented. The going is good to firm in places. Neil Mackenzie Ross and his team have invested an awful lot of time and effort and money making this track what it is, with an expansion of the turf track this year as well.
Yeah, I think it's testament to the facilities here and the infrastructure that they've got here, that the top trainers, the likes of Charlie Appleby, the likes of Jessica Harrington in Ireland, the likes of Andre Fabre, France is arguably the greatest racehorse trainer. They're willing to send horses here to Bahrain because they know the facilities are good. They know that the course is going to be good. It's going to be fast going today. We're going to expect some fast time out there. But it's testament, as I said, that the facilities are correct, and the hospitality, the warm welcome we get here in Bahrain. No wonder that it's such a popular race to come and take part in.
So what have we got today? As you said, Charlie Appleby, William Buick, Godolphin, triple recent Breeders' Cup heroes at Del Mar in Southern California. We've got previous Royal Ascot winners, Queen Anne Stakes winner, Lord Glitter, St James's Palace Stakes winner, Barney Roy, one of two in the race for Charlie Appleby's stable. We've got Andre Fabre with Magny-Cours, as you were saying. Magny-Cours good enough to finish third in last year's Dubai World Cup. And Bahrain not only establishing itself on the world stage, but as a key part of racing in this region of the world to go alongside the excellent action in Dubai and in Saudi Arabia.
And we should talk about the local horses, because the race went to a local horse last year, Simsir, trained by Fawzi Nas, ridden by Lee Newman. Those two pair up again today. So let's not rule out the local riders, but the local runners, but there are a seriously strong European force coming over this year.
The rest of our team we will introduce you to very shortly, but let's get proceedings underway here for the Bahrain International Trophy to the strains of the Bahrain Royal Band.
Applause then for the national anthem from the crowd here at the Sakhir race course, and now we can concentrate on the horses about to make their way into the paddock. Mark Johnson here up in the commentary box with the very best view of all the action, and what action we've got for you over 2,000 metres. We've got 13 runners. Let's take a look at those runners and riders for you now. They're going to post the winners of 73 races between them. The globe-trotting Lord Glitters will top them, and Jason Watson riding for the first time in a race. He's the 10th jockey to ride Lord Glitters in a race, and he's of course a dual Group 1 winner. Number 2 is Barney Roy, one of 4 for Godolphin and the Mount of James Doyle. He's a 4 times Group 1 winner, Barney Roy. Number 3 is Dubai Future, the only ride of the afternoon on the card for Frankie Dettori. He rides for Syed bin Surur. Number 4 is Emperor of the Sun, a leading player for the local team, and Lee Newman looking to win this race back-to-back years, so too trainer Fawzi Nas. And number 5 is Manicourt for the French maestro André Fabre. Mikel Barcelona locked in a head-to-head struggle to win the Cravache d'Or, the Jockeys Championship in France, with Maxime Guillaume. He takes a day off today to ride Manicourt. Has got to have a great chance, a 7 times career winner. Number 6 is Pogo. He's one of the horses who's likely to go forward early, the Mount of Kieran Schumacher. 7 is Victory Chime, winning most horse in the field. Victory Chime with 11 career wins. Hector Crouch is aboard him. 8 is What a Welcome, another of the local horses, a winner here over a mile and a half earlier on in his career, the Mount of Phil Dennis. And number 9 is Zakuski, the chosen mount of William Buick for Charlie Appleby. Number 10, Cadillac for Ireland, Shane Foley riding for Jessica Harrington, and will break from the inside, stall number 1. 11 is Namuz, another of the locals, the Mount of David Egan. Take out number 12, Carter, who doesn't go. 13 is Fev Rover, the Mount of Paddy Mathers, a very interesting 3-year-old filly. 3rd, of course, in the 1,000 guineas. And Penja is the other very, very exciting 3-year-old filly, formerly trained in France by Jean-Claude Rouget, bought for a king's ransom, and now trained in Germany for Andreas Soberix and Christian de Muro, at the winning form honour in France.
Mark, thank you very much. So the scene is set. You are aware of the runners and riders, and one of those riders is with the final member of our team, Tom Stanley.
Nick, he is indeed, yeah, and that man is James Doyle, who rides Barney Roy. James, I suppose with this race on the agenda, you knew you were going to be riding one of 2 very good horses, and Barney Roy you've got a great association with.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, he's had an interesting career, obviously winning the St James's Palace after being placed in the Guineas, and then he retired to stud, which unfortunately didn't work out, so we got him back, and yeah, he's been a Group 1 performer since. So yeah, he had a nice warm-up run for this was always been the target. So yeah, I think he's a horse who does stay a little bit further. He's won his Group 1 in Germany over a mile and a half. but he's also got the speed to run. He broke the track record that day when he won the St James's Palace. So he's a horse who has sort of many little strings to his bow, really.
I remember when he was a younger horse, particularly his 3-year-old campaign, there's a lot of talk over what trip was going to suit him best. I mean, do you feel the 10 is ideal for him now, or is that even on the sharp side for him now?
I think the 10's perfect. I think a mile probably would, as we know, he's not getting any younger. I think the mile would be a bit sharp, but today's test should be absolutely spot on for him.
Out of 3, do you have an idea of exactly where you want to be sat, James?
Yes, I think, as we know, this track is quite slick, and we've seen a few get away on the front end in this race, and I think from 3, I think we've got lots of options. I think we'll just see how we jump, but it'd be nice to just get a nice forward pitch and in a nice rhythm, really.
I feel that Breeders' Cup-wise, there was a lot of talk about the success of the team. Perhaps slightly lost was the fact that for you can't reflect on it with too much positivity. You had so much bad luck out there. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we got a bad draw with Dubai Legend in the juvenile turf, and Master of the Seas. We all saw what happened with him at the gates. It was very unfortunate, but look, it was a great meeting for the team, and William and Charlie. I mean, they're absolutely on fire, aren't they? I thought William rode the track impeccably, and Charlie got the horses in fantastic form. So yeah. Hope he's done it here. I'm sure he has, and particularly good luck with Barney Roy. Thanks, James.
Thank you, Tom. Cheers.
Tom Stanley there, canvassing the thoughts of James Doyle, who rides the great old favourite Barney Roy. He's not the only great old favourite in this race, nor is he the only past Group 1 winner from Royal Ascot, because those honours also befall the gallant grey Lord Glitters, who was in such fine form in Dubai a year ago and carries a Group 1 penalty for that success today. He's trained by David O'Mara, he's ridden by Jason Watson, but there's one man who really knows him better than anybody else.
My name is Matthew Ennis, and I'm a travelling head lad for David O'Meara for going away with Lord Glitters.
Lord Glitters is going to get close. Lord Glitters, the grey, gets there. Lord Glitters in a big performance.
I've looked after Lord Glitters for the past year, travelling around the world with him. He's fairly uncomplicated. He's a very enthusiastic horse day to day. He loves his work. He's definitely not changed with age. He's still the same as he probably was as a 2-year-old. He settled in well. He obviously loves the sun. He loves travelling, so it's no bother to him. Work-wise, each day we've been just nice easy canters around the dirt track, and probably he'll have a nice canter on the grass. Quarantine facilities are very good. They're well put together, all brand new, aircon, so it's all nice and comfortable for them. His form in England hasn't been too bad, running up behind the likes of Palace Pier, Lady Bowthorpe in the Lockinge.
Palace Pier wins the Ailsa Cup Lockinge Stakes from Lady Bowthorpe, and Lord Glitters running on for 4th.
Back in the sun, back abroad, where he obviously loves. Hopefully we'll run a good race like he did last year. He ran a blinder of a race, so hopefully all goes to plan this year.
Held on!
My highlight with Lord Glitters would probably have to be going to Dubai, winning the Sing Spiel and winning the Jebel Hatter. Definitely beating Godolphin.
Lord Glitters, the grey, is powering home with Zakuski. Dreamcastle out wide, but Lord Glitters turns back. The clock goes to the front. Lord Glitters dashes away.
It's an amazing experience to see the world, like travel with the horses. It's just unbelievable, like seeing different countries and going to Bahrain. Next week they've got a lot planned for us, like excursions to go away, paddleboarding and playing golf, I think.
Matt Ennis, not only a very talented amateur rider in his own right, not only a very talented golfer, as we saw earlier on this week in Bahrain, but also the man who's really put the finishing touches to the preparation of Lord Glitters. Ali, dare I say it, and there'd be a number of popular results here, he'd be right up there.
He certainly would be. He's the only grey in the race, obviously popular in that sense, but he's such a legend for the yard. I know how much they adore the horse, and someone like Matt, he's travelled around the world, as he said. He finished 5th in the race last year, which actually on paper doesn't sound maybe so good, but he was really coming home strongly. Actually, he was beaten a length and 3/4. So, he's going to be right up there. He's one of the 2 great Group 1 winners in the race. It's going to be. It'll be interesting to see where he sort of comes down in the home straight, because he likes to leave it later than some of the others, and it's about trying to reel in those front runners. And last year they didn't quite manage it, but we'll see what happens this year.
Well, let's ask ourselves 2 questions. What are they racing for, and how are they going to win it? Well, they're racing for this magnificent trophy behind us, commissioned by London-based jewellers Garrard's. Also for £500,000 sterling, around 675,000 US when I looked earlier on this morning. And how is this going to be won? Well, it is a sharp track in terms of the bend configuration, Ali, but we've got a very, very long straight here, and it is crucial for jockeys to know when to time their challenge, as we've seen the first two runnings of this race.
Yeah, 2 years ago, one of the local runners went out in front, ridden by Lee Newman, and he just got collared on the line by a French-trained horse called Royal Julius. Last year, Lee Newman did exactly the same, went out in front on Sincere. This time, though, the difference last year, he wasn't caught on the line and he won the race. So I would be watching out for a horse, Emperor of the Sun, who has got Lee Newman on board. This horse has been running over 2.5 miles. He's running in the Ascot Gold Cup. He's been running over the Prix Cadran on Arc Day. He's been running over big distances. So he's really dropping down in trip. And I think they're going to be testing the stamina of these runners. They're going to go out hard, out fast. And it's whether they can really reel Lee Newman in when it comes to the very long straight here.
It's an absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in Bahrain as dusk begins to fall, the temperatures cool that little bit. A perfect day for top quality horse racing as we welcome the runners into the paddock for the 2021 running of the Bahrain International Trophy. And the horse that we were speaking about just a few moments ago is an entirely worthy leader into the paddock. Number 1 here, the multiple Group 1 winner, Lord Glitters, trained in Yorkshire in England by David O'Mara, ridden by Jason Watson, star apprentice of 3 seasons ago, who's now found a new role as a jockey to Dave O'Mara. And Lord Glitters figures to run a bold race if seeing out the distance here.
He's enjoying the atmosphere here, Lord Glitters. He looks pretty full of himself there. Number 1, Lord Glitters. Number 2, if we drop back to number 2 is Barney Roy. Lord Glitters won 2 Group 1s. This horse, a 4-time Group 1 winner. Was meant to run in the race last year, but just got injured. So I know that this has been a target for a long time for trainer Charlie Appleby. James Doll, we heard from him a little bit earlier. He'll be riding it, and he has a remarkably consistent type. That is Barney Roy, one of the leading horses in recent years. He's now a 7-year-old, as I said, a 4-time Grade 1 winner.
Yeah, including the St James's Palace Stakes at Ascot in his 3-year-old career. There is number 3, Dubai Future. Frankie Dettori has ridden over 110 Group or Grade 1 wins in the Godolphin Blue and had 3 more of them earlier this year in Canada. And he rides this horse for his old friend Saeed Bin Surah, for whom he rode so many of those winners in the 90s and early 2000s. This is Dubai Future by Dubawi with the cheek pieces. Comes from stall 13, a 4-time winner, having his first run in Bahrain.
Horse number 5, Magna Core, trained by Andre Fabre, ridden by Mikel Barcelona. And Magna Core was finished third in the Dubai World Cup in 2021. A very consistent type, being in the top 3 in all bar 2 of his 15 races. In the Blue of Godolphin, Andre Fabre, 24-time champion trainer in France, having his first runner here in Bahrain.
Magna Core, the Dubai World Cup third, and then on to Pogo, multiple group race placed, including in the elite level Group 1 company across Europe. He represents Charlie Hills, who's a FARC, finished a good 4th in this race 2 years ago. Kieran Schumacher takes the ride in the colours of Gary and Lynette Woodward. This is a quality performer with plenty of natural early speed. It's just a question of whether he can stretch that speed today over this 2,000 metre distance.
Horse number 7, Victory Chime, a 6-year-old gelding trained in the United Kingdom by Rafe Beckett, ridden today by Hector Crouch. Progressive from handicaps, winning his last 2 outings, including a 10-furlong listed win at Goodwood last time out in September. Really tough, consistent type, and in great form of late.
Now, aside from Lord Glitters, each and every one of the visitors in this race, including those that have recently moved here, have never run in Bahrain. The exception is What a Welcome number 8, who we will look at in a moment. I mentioned horses trained locally now, and Ali's already talked about 4 Emperor of the Sun. Lee Newman takes the ride for Fauzi Nas. Fauzi's been amongst the winners already today, and this race is very high on his agenda each and every season, and he's confessed to me he's extremely nervous. This is a very strong staying colt by Galileo. Expect Lee Newman, as Ali was telling you, to make plenty of use of him. And now we're going to have a look at What a Welcome, who is truly now a local horse, having been a prolific winner in England, Ali.
A horse that's done well in England and a horse that's done very well here in Bahrain, trained by Jalil Al-Mala. This will be the first time that this horse has run for this trainer, ridden by Phil Dennis. He won the 2020 King's Cup here on this course. He was 4th in 2021 in that big race. He was 10th in this race last year. So he's the horse that has the most experience when it comes to the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club. Coming to racing here, What a Welcome. He's the one with the experience.
As runners start to file out onto the track, here is 9, Zakuski. He is favoured for this race in many countries. He carries the second colours of Godolphin. He is the choice of their stable rider, William Buick. He remains progressive. He's already a 6-time winner, and he also is having his first start here in Bahrain.
Representing Ireland for Jessica Harrington and Shane Furley is Cadillac, a 3-year-old colt. A Grade 2 winner as a 2-year-old. A Group 3 winner this season and has got some good consistent form. Has travelled to America twice. Enjoys coming overseas. Cadillac then for Jessica Harrington, a Group 2 winner, ridden today by Shane Foley.
Next horse you can see is 13, Fev Rover, one of 2 3-year-old fillies in the race. There she is again, and they get a big weight allowance here, fully £11 from Lord Glitters and 8 from the rest of the field. Fev Rover for Richard Fahey. She's classic placed, this filly, and she's not without a chance here. And same comments apply to the other filly from the classic generation.
Yes, Penja, another 3-year-old filly, trained in Germany. Andreas Suberix, ridden by Christian De Muro. Andreas Suberix had a runner in the 2019 edition of this race, so he knows what it takes to win out here. This was a Group 3 winner at Deauville in the summer, then a narrow second in a Group 2 at Deauville. First run for Andreas Suberix, that's number 14, Penja.
Now, this is one of the joint lowest rated horses in the race, Narmoose, but probably no forlorn hope. Now with Fauzi Nas, who thinks he's sweetened this horse up. He was the winner of the prestigious Isha Cup at Sandown earlier in the year when he looked a very smart horse. He had a few injury problems subsequently, but he's back on point and ought not to be discounted from stall 9. That is Narmoose, as runners make their way down to the start ahead of the 2021 Bahrain International Trophy. Back with you very shortly.
Horses now are out on course and they're making their way to the starting point for the 2021 running of the Bahrain International Trophy. A field of 13 are out on course. A reminder here, the non-runner is number 12, Carter. There are no further changes. Runners now are beginning to gather at the starting point. They're at the post.
runners have arrived at the post for the 2021 running of the Bahrain International Trophy. This is a race that is run over 2,000 metres, 10 furlongs, starting along the side of the course, and then a nice run into the first sweeping right-handed bend and a long run down the back straight before a sharper bend into the longish home straight. And we talked about the crucial decision-making process here for these riders to make sure they go forward and adopt a handy enough position and have the tactical speed, but then not to engage their horse too soon, as we saw 2 years ago in that dramatic finish to the race when Lee Newman very nearly stole it on a big-priced outsider. This racecourse really does make for a fascinating tactical race. There is number 9, Zakuski, trained by Charlie Appleby, fresh from 3 winners at the Breeders' Cup, and he's with Ali Vance.
Here is the man of the moment, Charlie Appleby. Charlie, you've got Zakuski, but you also got Barney Roy. Why did these two, why was it important that you wanted to bring them to Bahrain? What is it about the conditions in the race?
Firstly, we're here to support a great race. As we know, it's in year 3 now, and it's great to have its grade 3 great status there. So, delighted to be part of it. And I felt that the right horse is the right profile, more importantly. As I always say on all of these trips, it's that they're great trips to be on, but you also want to try and win it as well on the same time. And so, Barney Roy, as you know, we were planning to bring him out here last year and unfortunately met with a setback there. He's had the year off. He had a nice introduction there in the Joel Stakes, come out the race very well, and conditions I think will suit him. Turn might be a bit tricky for him. He's just not the best on the turns, but the quick ground will suit him and trip will suit him. Zakuski, again, had a great carnival last year in Dubai. He had the summer off and went on at Newmarket, come out the race very well. Again, trip will suit him. He's stepping up a little bit, which some people might be concerned about, but I feel that's well within his realms.
And William had the pick of the two?
He did, yeah. But he worked last week, and there's no doubt about it. Look, Zakuski's got a younger pair of legs on him, and so he worked well and felt he was probably the more straightforward horse. Barney Roy, as we know, he can be a bit awkward to himself sometimes, and just coming down the hill on the turns might just challenge him slightly.
Well, good luck to you. Thank you very much for talking to us, Charlie Appleby's got Zakuski and Barney Roy in today's race. They're down at the start then. They'll be loading shortly. Let's head down to Tom.
Ali, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, just circling down at the start. Everyone nicely relaxed at this stage. A couple of horses that I wanted to pick up. Let's have a look at number 6 right in front of us. Kieran Schumacher on board Pogo, who's a son of Zebedee, and it's got a little bit warm. I mean, obviously it's a warm day down here, but he's one of those that has got a little bit warmer than some. Looks absolutely fine. He'll come out of 11. I think that's interesting to see what Kieran does, because the guys have talked about the start here and how crucial that can be. Number 2, just over to our right with the red hood on, walking away from us. The red hood is that of Barney Roy. Did wear a hood to post. Thought he looked really well. Thought both of Charlie Appleby's horses, this horse, Barney Roy, and Zakuski, who's 2 back with the white hat on. I thought he looked an absolute picture, to be honest, and both of those targeted at this race, and plenty about this should suit. Number 1 right in front of us, this is the grey Lord Glitters, who has a penalty. He was one that in the paddock that just got a little bit lively, and we saw that when he went around the back end of the paddock. He did go early to post, but now under Jason Watson he looks very calm, very relaxed. I wanted to pick up Fev Rover just over to the left, number 13 with the noseband on. Paddy Mathers on board, the white and the black stars, walking around. All happy, Paddy? All good? He sounds very happy. You can see she's been clipped. She will go in late. She's a late load, Fev Rover. And the other one that is a late load as well is Victory Chime, just round to our left. Victory Chime here, number 7 with the visor on. Hector Crouch on board will be another late load. That process has started. Let's get back to Nick.
Tom, thank you. So the runners now beginning to load for the Bahrain International Trophy 2021. All the horses behaving pretty well down at the start. As Tom was telling you, Lord Glitters has settled much more now than was the case in the paddock when he first walked in. The rug is aboard Dubai Future, wearing the black cap under Frankie Dettori. And won't be long now. So for the 2021 running of the Bahrain International Trophy, let's join your big race commentator, Mark Johnson.
3 back, waiting now on Emperor of the Sun and last year's winning rider Lee Newman. About to move forward now. They go into stall number 7. And then Victory Chime and the 3-year-old filly, Fev Rover, will be the last 2. Victory Chime goes forward. Fev Rover into stall number 4 to complete the lineup. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Bahrain International Trophy. Pogo shows speed towards the outside, also going forward is What a Welcome towards the inner. Victory Chime is also right up there, and Dubai Future from his wide draw as they go towards the turn to take them down the back stretch. Lord Glitters is the one who settles right out the back of the field together with Penja and Manny Kaur. Inside the final 1600, and it's Pogo who's got the lead to Dubai Future to the outside, racing in second. Namus is racing in third. What a Welcome on the inside rail is in fourth. Victory Chime went wide around the turn, followed by Emperor of the Sun, another one who's got a wide trip. Then Cadillac towards the inside. Barney Roy is racing in midfield alongside Zakuski. Then Fev Rover is up against the inside rail. She's in advance of Penja. Then on the outside is Manny Kaur, who's waited with, and right out the back of the field is Lord Glitters. They race towards the end of the back stretch in the third running of the Bahrain International Trophy, and it is Pogo and Kieran Schumacher who have got the lead by half a length to Franchidatori, and Dubai Future racing in second. Emperor of the Sun has got a forward wide trip around the outside of Victory Chime, and on the inside is What a Welcome, who's got a smooth passage on the inside rail, racing just in advance of Namus as now they begin to make the turn into the home straight, and it's Pogo who leads the charge. Pogo now out in front by a length and a half to Dubai Future racing in second. Cadillac has now stayed into third. Barney Roy is picking up. Feb Rover over on the inside. Here comes Manny Kaur for France, right down the outside with Mikel Barcelona. They race now inside the final 150. Pogo leads now. He's joined by Manny Kaur. Manny Kaur, and on the far side Barney Roy. Here's Lord Glitters the Grey. Manny Kaur with 100 metres to go. Manny Kaur, Barney Roy, Lord Glitters, and the race up towards the line. Lord Glitters, the Globetrotter has got there. Lord Glitters and Jason Watson to meet in a second. Barney Roy, and in third Manny Kaur. But it is Lord Glitters who wins for the 10th time in his illustrious career. A punch of the air from Jason Watson, and Lord Glitters has won the Bahrain International Trophy. So he's come right down the wide outside, and having been last early, he's been given a brilliant ride here by Jason Watson, riding him for the first time, the 10th jockey to ride Lord Glitters in a race. And this brilliant Globetrotter wins. Barney Roy in second. Manny Kaur, who travelled so smoothly through the race, but did he go just a little too soon? Unofficially, number 1 Lord Glitters beats number 2 Barney Roy and number 5 Manny Kaur. That's the unofficial result.
And I'm down here by the paddock exit with delighted trainer Dave O'Mara. Dave, you've trained Group 1 winners, you've trained winners all around the world. This guy's given you a Royal Ascot win. How does this compare? Very special today.
Absolutely. He's not getting any younger. He's rising 9, and to come out here and give a penalty away to all these. You know, we came here last year, finished 5th, and we felt we had a bit of unfinished business out here. We got behind a little bit, and probably in a steadily run race there was one off the front. So today, you know, there was a lot of talk that it was going to be well run, which, you know, we were delighted to hear.
Charlie Appleby said beforehand, it's all very nice to be part of big occasions like this, but it's even more sweet when you actually get there and win.
Oh, absolutely. Coming abroad, winning any big race is brilliant. Coming out here, you know, it's class, yeah.
And just tell me, Jason Watson, he's recently sort of joined your team. What a ride he gave this horse.
Absolutely brilliant. Look, Jason is a hell of a talent, and he's substituting for Danny today, who's off injured, and he's done a fantastic job.
Let's hear from him now. He is with Ali.
Some lovely words there from David O'Meara. You did a fabulous job there, timed it to perfection. What kind of thrill was that?
Oh, you know, I came out here with, I'd say, you know, a lot of nerves, and you know, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a nervous rider or someone that gets too worried about big days, but this horse is so important to the yard back home and to David and connections, and to ride a champion like him and now to go and win on him, it's just an honour, really.
A lot of pressure. Talk me through the race, because you know they seem to go some pace.
Yeah, you know, there was always going to be a lot of pace in the race, which was always going to suit us. But you know, obviously watching last year's running of the race, it looked like it was going to be difficult to come off the pace. And the main thing today, David said to me, was to get him relaxed. And you know, fair play to this horse from the word go. He was nice and relaxed for me, and he just took me round, and I couldn't have asked him to do any more.
Well, you're going to get an amazing reception, so I will leave you. Well done to Jason Watson. Well done also to Matthew Ellis leading him up. What a horse. Lord Glitters, another country, another victory.
He salutes the crowd here. You sense this a hugely important moment in Jason Watson's career. He was the apprentice who held all before him 3 seasons ago. Things haven't quite gone right the last couple of years, but you could hear the emotion in his voice. And as he's cheered by the crowd, the sheer appreciation of being able to ride a Group 1 superstar like Lord Glitters, giving weight away all round. This horse just has huge, huge heart, zest for the sport. He's done more than one jockey a great favour in his career, and you fancy Jason Watson will remember this day for an awful long time. Must mention the owners of this horse, the Turnbull family, that have been great supporters of Dave O'Mara over the years. Horse Mondialiste really put him on the map a few seasons ago, but Dave has proven over again that he can train winners across the globe. And Mark, there will not have been too many more popular successes than that one.
No, indeed. What a tremendous performance by Lord Glitters. Last to first to win the 3rd running of the Bahrain International Trophy. Here now is the full result. First, number 1, Lord Glitters. Second, number 2, Barney Roy. Third, number 5, Manny Kaur. Fourth, number 13, Feb Rover. And the 5th horse was 10, Cadillac. 1, 2, 5 and 13 were the numbers. Lord Glitters from last to first down the wide outside to win under Jason Watson.
So there he is, enjoying a well-earned drink, and you heard from Matt Ennis beforehand. Matt's played a major part in the success story of Lord Glitters, and here he is now alongside Ali Vance.
How are the nerves, Matthew? Because you were pretty shaky after the race.
I was a bit nervous before, but it's just an absolute thrill, isn't it? Like, especially with him, an old boy like that, rolling back the years. He's done it a couple of times this year, so it's exceptional.
What's it like watching the race from your point of view? Because you're with this horse, you know, every day. You really care for him.
Yeah, it's not good on the nerves. It's probably not good on the heart either, really. But in the end, it's good. So we keep going.
I mean, your hopes coming into the race, he wasn't amongst one of the sort of the international favourites. That you can never rule him out, can you?
No. Well, the hopes, like, looking through the form of Zakuski, and he has form as Zakuski now. We're 2-1 now with him. So we might meet him again, and we'll see what happens.
Just in his career and your career, where does this moment rank?
Be fairly high up there now. It has to be. Like, again, like another Group 1, you can't complain.
Just put into words what this horse means to you.
There is no words. You can't explain it, really. It's just a thrill.
He's looking for you now, so you better head off and give him some water. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Matt Ennis, a man of many talents, not only looks after this horse, but as I said before the race, he's a terrific golfer and also the champion amateur rider on the flat in the UK. So Lord Glitters is very fortunate in all his connections. There he is, the winner of the 2021 Bahrain International. How was it done then? Made the point before the race that you didn't want to leave your challenge too late. In the end, Jason Watson's come from last to first. As we pick them up now, the grey Lord Glitters threatened to get in behind a wall of horses, but he had the tactical speed to get into each and every gap first that Jason wanted, and then he delivered his challenge down the outside as the race began to rather collapse. Pogo and Dubai Future had matched each other stride for stride until the final furlong, and then the latecomers, the Dubai World Cup third, Manyi Kaur, the past St James's Palace Stakes winner Barney Roy, and then a Queen Anne winner Lord Glitters, passing the pair of them. So horses who are proven for all their advancing years at Group 1 level have dominated this year's Bahrain International Trophy. Lord Glitters couldn't quite get there last year. This year the fractions, the early fractions, were that much more sustained, and that has enabled Jason Watson to find his way through, to weave his way through and deliver with a perfectly timed and very popular challenge. Lord Glitters beats Barney Roy and Manyi Kaur in the Bahrain International. And in a few moments we'll be enjoying the trophy presentation to the connections of Lord Glitters. But first of all, let's check in with Tom, who is with one of the defeated trainers.
Yeah, Richard Fahey has seen Fev Rover run a great race. She's finished fourth, and I just watched the race back, and she's tried to go up the inner. That's how the cards fell. What did you make of the run, Richard?
Yeah, she was a little bit messy out the gate and got herself further back than we really wanted. But look, that's racing, that's horse racing. You've got to be on the ball, you've got to do everything right. But look, I can't knock her run. I thought it was a good, solid run. She's finished fourth, first time over the trip, and she held herself up well. It's all about winning. It's frustrating, but I'm going home with a half a smile on my face, not a big one.
That's great to hear, and good prize money for you as well. Richard, thanks for your time. Well done. Let's get back to Nick.
You join me, Tom, the presentation party after the 2021 running of the Bahrain International, and we warmly welcome His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa and His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa to present the trophy to trainer David O'Mara and his assistant Christopher Dixon, both here from the UK on behalf of the owners, the Turnbull family, the late Jeff and Sandra Turnbull. And congratulations to the winning rider, Jason Watson. And Jason is here. Your Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, please a warm round of applause for Jason Watson. And the beautiful specially commissioned trophy by Garrard of London, held aloft by the winning rider in the famous Turnbull silks. Lord Glitters is the winner of the Bahrain International. So special moments in the aftermath of this race, which you really feel has entered a new chapter this year, Ali, and the significance not lost on me that we had a horse rising 9, the winner, and a horse not much, his junior, the runner-up, but both horses who'd succeeded at Group and Grade 1 level in the past, and with a Dubai World Cup third filling that same position here, adding some real ballast and international credibility to this year's running of the race.
I was going to say that the quality shone through. It was Lord Glitters, a 2-time Group 1 winner, beating Barney Roy, a 4-time Group 1 winner, Magna Core, who's been right up there this season. Lord Glitters, the joint highest rated horse to run in this race with Sovereign last year, so it just showed that the race is very much on the up, and the fact that Barney Roy finished in second. Lord Glitters run in 7 different countries. To keep a horse of that age fit and really want to race, I mean, you could see him when he came into the parade ring. He was full of it. He obviously relishes it. He thrives on racing, and I get the trainer was probably wondering he's going to be rising 9 when his days may be sort of coming to an end, but it seems certainly not anytime soon.
You're not going to be retiring a horse like this, I don't think, any time soon. Such was the enthusiasm and zest he showed, and of course there are those Group 1 races that he was plying his trade in so effectively in Dubai last year that are surely high on the agenda.
Absolutely, Dubai. There's obviously Saudi Arabia. There are a lot of options for a horse like this, a horse that can travel, who enjoys these conditions. And I think David O'Meara has said he's getting on a bit. I mean, he's an 8-year-old that he likes a bit of sun on his back and a bit of heat in his joints, like all of us, and he seems to just thrive in conditions like this.
Well, His Highness Sheikh Isa is now with Tom Stanley.
He is indeed, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what he thought of that, because I remember speaking to you a couple of years ago when you had a runner in this and a horse who went very close, and you had such a vision for this race. Where are we now, Sheikh Isa?
Well, first and foremost, I'd love to congratulate Chris Dixon and David O'Meara, and obviously all connections, because the best horse won on the day, and we saw a truly run race, even pace throughout, so we're delighted.
It was an excellent finish as well, and horses being caught late. At one stage there were 4 or 5 that easily could have won it. It saw a serious Group 1 performer win it, and it provided a thrill to the crowd here as well.
Absolutely, and to me, I mean, I saw a different side of the race as I didn't have a runner, so I was looking at the entire field as they were coming down.
You were calmer today?
Much calmer. I mean, on my nerves for different reasons, but the day went well, and the race was a huge success.
Now, Group 3 status this year for the race. looking ahead, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but this is a dual Group 1 winner who's won this race under a penalty. That can only be good for the race.
And a 3-time Group 1 winner in second.
Yeah.
So we're going from strength to strength.
And the hope is that at some stage you get to that very top level, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the dream, and it should be our aspiration to have a Group 1 in Bahrain.
How fitting is it to have this at the start of what is now the new Bahrain Turf Series?
Well, it cements Bahrain on the world map. I think everyone who's come over, win, lose or draw, has had a great experience in the lead up to this race, and I hope they go back and share the experiences and what they saw in Bahrain, and encourage others to nominate their horses for races out here.
When it comes to horses taking in the Bahrain International itself, do you feel you're now at a stage where people are coming to you? They're seeing the quality of the race, the prize money on offer, and they are willing to put up the good horses. It seems that this year.
I enjoy it when people come to me and say this horse will do well in Bahrain, and I can shake my head and say we have to find something stronger, because it takes a really good horse, as you've seen, like a proper Group 1 winner, to come here and win.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing the next horse in your colours take in the race as well. But as you say, congratulations to the winners. Thanks for your time and well done on the success of the race.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sheikh Issa there. Our thanks to him. Let's have a look back at the race in full now.
Tom, thank you. Yes, we'll take it from the outset here, and just keep your eye on Lord Glitters, who misses the break a little, and immediately Jason Watson dives down to save ground. That was a crucial point in the race, Ali.
Yeah, he went right to the rail. You can see the grey at the back there, and a lot's made of the draw, but actually you can see there's a long run to that first turn, and you've got Lord Glitters settled right into the back there. Pogo's leading. Always knew he would be right up there. So is
Dubai Future.
Yeah, Dubai Future, and also is Lee Newman, last year's winner on Emperor of the Sun. We always thought he would be right at the front there, but if we just look as they turn,
yeah, that's an
the important one is to look at the horses at the back. Actually, got Magna Cause there, who's the Godolphin colours in the red cap, alongside Lord Glitters. So those ones that were finishing right up there at the end were all settled in nicely at the back.
Yeah, the pace was strong. Pogo got a good position, but he could have done without the attentions of Dubai Future. Frankie Dettori seemed absolutely determined to get out there and try and negate his wide draw from 13 by going forward rather than taking back like Lord Glitters. But the fact that Pogo and Dubai Future both had the same idea probably meant that the early pace was a little more generous perhaps than ideal, and Emperor of the Sun now ranges up toward the outside. To his inside is Narmoose, who showed bright speed for a long way.
And it's a reasonably tight turn as they turn into the final straight, but what you've got to remember is that it's a very long final straight, so a lot of the horses there are going quite wide. You've got Magna Cause on the outside, you've got Emperor of the Sun very wide. You can still see Lord Glitters tucked in nicely, which right at the back there, tucked in, not really doing too much, saving some energy, not even making his move now. As I said, it's a very long home straight here. You've got plenty of time.
The more you look at it, the more brilliant you realise this ride is by Jason Watson, because he saved every inch of ground round the bends and then only tipped out turning for home, and sometimes challenging down the middle of the course here you fancy can be an advantage. So he's gone inside out, a perfect ride on a horse who was a more than willing partner.
More than willing partner, absolutely. And these Group 1 performers, just look at how hard he's trying. He's digging in. He knows where that line is, and he just gets his nose in front when it matters. But it's just the tenacity of these horses, the fact that they really, really do give their all. And look at Lord Glitters there, and the delight for Jason Watson. Of course, this horse always ridden by Danny Tudhope, who's sadly at home injured, but a lot of pressure on the young shoulders of Jason Watson today, and he delivered.
Yeah, the one horse who finished, who we didn't give a mention to, was Penja. For a 3-year-old filly, she's ended up running quite respectably, and she finished upsides Fev Rover, with whom Richard Fahey declared he was pretty happy after the race. Talking to Richard, I know he'll be back. I know Andrea Subrix will be back. I know Charlie Appleby will be back. I know the Hills team will be back. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Dave O'Mara, if it's not with Lord Glitters, he'll be back with another horse.
Absolutely, because now, after this Bahrain International Trophy, attention turns to the Bahrain International Turf Series, which is a new concept this winter, a series of 10 races starting on the December the 10th. And it's a lot of money, a lot of prize money, £50,000 sterling for each handicap. And the aim really is to try and attract these top trainers to come to Bahrain, bring a team of horses, perhaps have a satellite yard here. They very much want to really open up Bahrain racing to Europe and the rest of the world to get some really top horses here like they have today.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be back here on December the 10th, won't we, for the first leg of that series, running right the way through until February. So lots to look forward to.
Certainly is lots to look forward to. Some top runners today. Let's reflect a little bit on Lord Glitters, because an emotional win there for a legend of a horse, and a horse that's been racing in 7 different countries, and he adds Bahrain to his CV to tick off a race win here, and hopefully we're going to see him over the winter at some big prizes around the world.
Ali, it's been great to enjoy your company once again. My thanks to Mark and to Tom for joining us wherever you've been watching around the world. That's it from us here in Bahrain. It was the year 2021 where we welcomed crowds back to the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, and the year in which Lord Glitters sparkled in the sultry Bahrain sun.